The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Wonder is the beginning of wisdom. To find yourself, think for yourself. Let him who would move the world first move himself. The greatest way to live with honor in this world is to be what we desire to appear. My friend, care for your mind, know yourself. For once we know ourselves, we may learn how to care for ourselves. No man has the right to be an amateur in the matter of physical training. It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable. If you want to be a good saddler, saddle the worst horse. For if you can tame one, you can tame all. Employ your time in improving yourself by other men's writings, so that you shall come easily by what others have labored hard for. Intelligent individuals learn from everything and everyone, average people from their experiences. The stupid already have all the answers. It is better to change an opinion than to persist in a wrong one. Strong minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Weak minds discuss people. The highest realms of thought are impossible to reach without first attaining an understanding of compassion. When you want wisdom and insight as badly as you want to breathe, it is then you shall have it. The unexamined life is not worth living. You should eat to live, not live to eat. Beware the barrenness of a busy life. We cannot live better than in seeking to become better. Every action has its pleasures and its price. The really important thing is not to live, but to live well. And to live well means, along with more enjoyable things in life, to live according to your principles. Life contains but two tragedies. One is not to get your heart's desire, the other is to get it. Death may be the greatest of all human blessings. No evil can happen to a good man, either in life or after death. There is only one good, knowledge, and one evil, ignorance. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. Be nicer than necessary to everyone you meet. Everyone is fighting some kind of battle. The easiest and noblest way is not to be crushing others, but to be improving yourselves. Do not do to others what angers you if done to you by others. Those who are hardest to love need it the most. One should never do wrong in return, nor mistreat any man, no matter how one has been mistreated by him. Envy is the ulcer of the soul. Sometimes you put walls up not to keep people out, but to see who cares enough to break them down. Be slow to fall into friendship, but when you are in, continue firm and constant. The hottest love has the coldest end. From the deepest desires often come the deadliest hate. By all means marry. If you get a good wife, you'll become happy. If you get a bad one, you'll become a philosopher. If you don't get what you want, you suffer. If you get what you don't want, you suffer. Even when you get exactly what you want, you still suffer because you can't hold on to it forever. Your mind is your predicament. It wants to be free of change, free of pain, free of the obligations of life and death. But change is law, and no amount of pretending will alter that reality. If all our misfortunes were laid in one common heap, where everyone must take an equal portion, most people would be content to take their own and depart. Virtue does not come from wealth, but wealth, and every other good thing which men have comes from virtue. He who is not contented with what he has would not be contented with what he would like to have. The secret of happiness is not found in seeking more, but in developing the capacity to enjoy less. Contentment is natural wealth. Luxury is artificial poverty. Esteemed friends, Aren't you ashamed to care so much to make all the money you can and to advance your reputation and prestige, while for truth and wisdom and the improvement of your soul, you have no care or worry? Prefer knowledge to wealth, for the one is transitory, the other perpetual. I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. Education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel. I pray to God that I may be beautiful within. Regard your good name as the richest jewel you can possibly be possessed of. It is like fire. When once you have kindled it, you may easily preserve it, but if you once extinguish it, you will find it an arduous task to rekindle it again. Before you speak, ask yourself, is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? To express oneself badly is not only faulty as far as the language goes, but does some harm to the soul. Therefore, if the head and the body are to be well, you must begin by curing the soul. And the care of the soul has to be effected by the use of certain charms, and these charms are fair words. Understanding a question is half an answer. The beginning of wisdom is the definition of terms. The mind is everything, what you think you become. Socrates was an Athenian thinker who revolutionized philosophy, not by writing books, but by asking fearless questions that challenge the very foundations of belief. Famously declaring, "I know that I know nothing," he taught that true wisdom begins with recognizing our ignorance. Through the Socratic method, dialogues that exposed contradictions and invited deeper reflection, he urged people to seek virtue and truth above wealth or power. Condemned for corrupting the youth, he chose death over betraying his principles, becoming an enduring symbol of intellectual courage. Although he left no writings of his own, Socrates' legacy survives through his students like Plato and Xenophon, and through the timeless conviction that questioning our assumptions is the first step toward genuine wisdom.